How you doing,
Hi, I'm
Queen?
amazing. How are you?
I'm blessed. I can't complain, even if I wanted to.
I know that's right. It don't help anyway.
I'm telling you. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you for jumping on here with me. Thank you for, coming to get the people the resources, the games, the jewels that you about to drop tonight. So I just want to say thank you for your time, first of all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I love collaborations. I saw you doing your thing and I said, let's do it.
Let's go. Well, before we get started, tell them who you are and what it is that you do.
Absolutely. So hello, everybody. Good night. Happy Wednesday. My name is Dr. Chyna Bethley. I am also known as the Bitcoin Mommy, and I am your mindset and money mentor. I own a company called Rich University where we provide resources and relationships really for CEOs. For us, CEOs, an acronym, and it stands for creators and coaches, entrepreneurs, and owners of businesses and brands. And so we bring them in an environment and really help them to develop the right relationships and access the right resources that they need to win.
Ooh, don't play with it. Don't play with it. First of all, I love that. Second of all, what were you doing before you said, hey, I want to do this and I want to serve the people? What were you
Yeah.
doing before?
So before like major success kind of came for my family and I, all by the grace of God, I was a cosmetologist doing hair, love doing hair, love beautifying women. And I enjoyed it, but the recession hit in 2008 and everything began to change. Now, even though I wasn't in a real estate industry, the real estate bubble that burst affected everybody. It was a domino effect. And so my clients, a lot of them were real estate agents, they were brokers, or their husbands were contractors, or maybe they were interior designers. And so their money kind of got tight. So it affected the hairstylist. And so I found myself not having clients, not having money. And it was it was a dark time and a tough time financially for a lot of people. But there is a blessing in recessions. And so what happened was I was introduced to an industry, network marketing, that really was a stigma. Most people did not see network marketing as an opportunity. We didn't have a lot of knowledge about network marketing. And so we were kind of, hesitant about getting involved. But I did get involved because my back was against the wall. I was a bit more open, got involved in network marketing and made my first $1 million in a recession. And so before starting my own company, Rich University, network marketing really helped me to find my purpose.
I love that. And we get you get a lot of stigma around network marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Break that down for the people that might not be clear or might not even understand what MLM is.
Right. So multi-level marketing, network marketing is really I think it's a beautiful business model. And I'll talk about the pros, but I also talk about why people look at it the way that they do. So network marketing is perfect for a person who doesn't maybe have a whole lot of money or a whole lot of experience, because you're going to gain the knowledge of really how to run a business without having to do the things that you would normally have to do. For example, you don't even have to create your own website. You don't have to have a compliance team. You don't have to manufacture a product. You just show up and usually pay a small fee, usually 3 figures, anywhere between $100 to $900. And you basically have a business in a box. And now you get to leverage the credibility of the company. You have this major backing. You get to leverage the credibility of the leaders to go out and promote a product or a service that you believe in. But what we were taught about network marketing was from the actions of people who were rookies. And that's just the reality of it, because anybody can join if you're 18 or older in any company. And so what usually happens is somebody came offering to sell you a product and they did a horrible job, and they begin to nag you and annoy you. Or you tasted the product and the product wasn't good, or it didn't really work for you, or they didn't really know how to, authentically share something with you that they believed you needed, and they were forceful. And so network marketing got a very bad stigma on it, because first of all, people assume that only the people at the top made money. So stories sounded too good to be true. People making millions of dollars. I don't believe that, especially if they look like us.
Yeah.
If they look like the other people, then we believe that they're making the money. If they look like us, then we are taught, if you come from an impoverished background, to be skeptical about people who look like you that got results that don't seem like you could get. And so what happened was I wasn't interested in network marketing for that reason. I felt the same way everybody else felt. But the young lady who introduced me to the industry, she asked me a question, and me being a businesswoman, it just made sense. She said, listen, now that I know you want the product, do you want it retail or wholesale? Well, as a businesswoman, I mean, come on now. I'm not going to say retail.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want it
facts.
wholesale. She said, well, you have to become a member. Still at that point, I never was interested in marketing the product because
Yeah.
I just wasn't thinking that way. But when I saw the product work for me, I was genuinely excited. Like, this is my first experience with network marketing. I didn't come in to make a lot of money because I didn't believe that you could make a lot of money. I came in because I wanted the product.
That's
And as a
it.
businesswoman, I know that it makes sense to get it wholesale. So once I saw that it worked, I was genuinely excited to show other people that it worked for me, and they felt the same way and wanted it. And the rest is history. I made $1 million in 18 months in the midst of a recession. And 18 months prior, I was completely broke, and it changed my life, mainly not even just because of the money. It changed my life because it changed my mind. I was listening to broke people about money. That's why I wasn't interested in an industry like that. Nobody
Yeah.
told me the facts that this industry produced all these millionaires. Like, we didn't know the facts. All we know is somebody's nagging us to join this little stupid thing and get on this little stupid call with one of them things. Like, we were just ignorant to the facts. And that industry allowed me to push past people who didn't have the results that I wanted to connect with those who did have the results that I wanted. And being coachable by the grace of God allowed me to make my first $1 million.
I love it. And I think I want to go back a little deeper because you said your back was against the wall, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of times I see entrepreneurs, they'll have their back against the wall, but they'll make excuses instead of make progression.
Oh, that's good.
Right. And I love the fact that you actually made progression and not made excuses. How scary was that at that time? Like
the truth is, what was scarier to me was staying where I was. I mean, let's paint the picture for a second. 2008, 2009, it's a recession. Yeah. People, money is tight. Prices for gas is high. Prices for food is high. What was scary to me was staying in that condition. And I believe that if the people that are listening right now would stop looking at what you don't know on the other side being scary, right? Because you're assuming that because it's new, it's going to be fearful or it's going to be whatever you're assuming. But what if you looked at your current condition and your current reality and said, listen, I know I cannot keep living like this. That's all I knew. I could not keep living like I was living. Every bill that I had was behind. My husband and I, who we've been married now for 21 years, we were feuding every single day. See, when a man or a woman is in a space where they're financially strapped, they're financially stressed, you are not who you really are. You are somebody else. You can't even think straight. You can't function straight. So if I would not have made this decision, everything around me would have been affected. So I believe that what was more scarier was me staying where I was and not doing anything about that versus me doing something that I never did before and taking the chances. So what I would tell you that's listening, y'all need to take a chance on becoming the higher version of yourself. You've been where you are long enough. It's time to go to new heights. It's time to go to new levels. It's time to develop new relationships. It's time to get in new rooms. It's time to experience the things that you dreamed about because it can become a reality for you. And it's not like, it's so interesting, Don. People talk about, don't get your hopes up high. I think that's the most ridiculous advice a person can give a person. What you want to have low hopes for? Your hopes should be as high as they could possibly be, especially if there's already somebody in viewpoint. When you see that somebody else has been able to do something, you should believe that, well, God, if you could do it for her, you can do it for me. If you could do it for him, you could do it for me. So don't allow people with these crazy cliches to cause you to build up a life off of something like don't get your hopes up high. You need high hopes.
Yes. And I love that too, because most of the people that say don't get your hopes up high never had high hopes.
Exactly.
Right? They never seen what it felt like. It's passed down. It's all generational. Right? So it's passed down. Somebody say, oh, you can't do this. You can't do that.
Right.
It's a different damn time. And 9 times out of 10, it's only part of the sentence.
That's right.
It's not the whole sentence. So you seeing this one piece of viewpoint, but you don't see this big old mountain that got you on top of it. That got everything that you believe on top of it, but you got to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
See, them hopes up high because a low frequency person can't get it.
I know that's right.
A low frequency person can't even think up there. Can't get up there. The air too thin for their small thinking.
Yes, that's right.
I love it. I love it. And when I was looking at your stuff, I'm like, oh, she's serious. She ain't no joke. Like you get, like, I'm real big on, like, I'm from Chicago. I'm from like, crack baby, mother on dope, daddy killed. Like
Wow.
I'm really from that. So I don't know how to fake kick it. So
I know that's right.
when it comes to these internets, I don't really I stay to myself because I don't know how to fake it. Like,
I
and
know
I'm
that's
only gonna
right.
keep it real. But when I see people and I'm like, oh no, they the real deal.
Yes.
I tell my team, do whatever we gotta do so I can talk to that person so that person can share on to these people, because the internet is so fake. But when you see so many real people, you want to make sure the light is on them.
Yes.
You want to,
Wow.
and so you want to be. When I seen, I was like, man, I want her to go deep on this. When you talking wealth, and you talking mindset, and you talking
that's right.
generation, and like it's deeper. Like a lot of people only see the shallow thing, and they don't believe that it happened. But every other race and ethnicity understand the power of wealth, but us.
Yeah, that's why I'm always transparent with my story. I believe what happens is, if we only tell them about the part that seems to be, glorified or glamorized, if we only tell them about, what the hard work led us to being able to accomplish or acquire, then when they have to go through what I call the process of success, they don't recognize that they're supposed to have hurdles in the way. They don't recognize that there's going to be some things that come along the way that's going to be bumps in the road. They don't recognize that people are going to walk out on them, or the people that they thought was going to be there in the end that they wanted to succeed with maybe turned their back. They don't understand that because most people are not showing the process of their successes. So one of the things that has been very important to me is sharing transparency, because to me, the treasure is in the transparency. If I share with you that, yes, I made $1 million in the midst of a recession, and 18 months prior, I was completely broke, and that's all you ever hear, that's nice. But the rest of that story was, I lost a lot of money fast too, because I didn't have the mindset at the time to really even understand how to carry the wealth that God blessed me with. My mindset was still slightly connected to poverty and not wealth. And so I had to develop my mind. And so you have to understand that in life, it doesn't matter where you are in your process. If you're a coach, a creator, an entrepreneur, an owner of a business, a brand, we got social media now. So the flex is really real. Listen, we can throw a filter on this mug, have the right light. Somebody could be standing in front of a picture, and they created this reality. They could rent this and rent that. So you yourself are going to have to, I would say, and that's why you have to pay. You have to really pay to get into the right communities. You have to really, even before you pay, there should be some type of a connection when a person is speaking, not out of your greed or desperation to have just the money, but there should be some type of a connection. When people join my community, they're like, when I heard you speak, it was something that you said that resonated with my spirit. I just had a dream last night. Or it got to be deeper than just the superficial things. It got to be deeper than just something because there's a lot of people out here that know the game. Yeah. Right? And they're going to sell a game to you if you don't know the game. So I challenge you guys right now that when you do get that inkling in your spirit, don't go and ask nobody else what they think. Because the people you usually ask what you think, they don't even think about what you're talking about. They're not thinking about wealth. They're not thinking about success. I don't care how long that's been your friend. I don't care how long that's been your man. I don't care how long that's been your woman. You got to start to say, listen, I have a brain on my own. God has given me the intuition. And so I'm going to say, what do I think? Father God, what you think? Give me the okay. Give me the green light. And start to make those decisions and get yourself in a position to win. Because in 2023, I'm telling you, the biggest flex is that you are connected to the right people. You in the right rooms with the right resources. The biggest flex in 2023 is you investing into you. That's the biggest flex. Flex on me by telling me how many courses you invest into, how many communities, not even how many communities, but how many events that you go to in your community. Because I don't believe people need to be here, there, and everywhere. But how many events that you show up at in the community that you connected to? That's how you flex, because that means you're growing.
Yo, I love that. And you want to know what's so crazy? It's like I teach content impact. Right. So I teach you how to create content that makes you serve and impact and help people, because I believe that leaders build leaders.
Yes.
And since I'm a leader and I only deal with entrepreneurs that have a purpose that's bigger than them.
That's good. Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And so I literally have a 3-day boot camp that's in Atlanta, Georgia, February 24th to the 26th, where we teaching you literally how to impact and serve with the content and scale online, because the power is in the room and they can't stream it. You have to be able to leave your house and get in this room, because that's the only way you're going to grow and scale. Last year alone, I spent $190,000 on education, on getting in the rooms and
There you
stuff
go.
like that, because I know how important it is.
Absolutely.
The biggest thing I learned was some of them rooms I was bigger than.
Ooh.
Some of the rooms I was too big in. So when I heard the information, I heard the what's the name, I'm like, they cheating us. They ain't giving us all of the value. They only giving us this and this. And then me and my guy Runway, we was like, man, you know what? 2023, I'm throwing all events. 2023, I put my money where my mouth at. I'm throwing my own events. I'm not playing, and I'm only bringing the real deals. None of that help. I'm not picking nobody because they popular. I don't want no motivation. None of that fluff.
I know that's right.
Action. Because
I know that's right.
What you just said. Get in the right rooms.
The right rooms. Not just here, there, everywhere. The right rooms. That's going to connect you with the right you need the right relationships, not just relationships. You need the right relationships that understand them giving you access to the right resources is an asset for them, because they got to listen, I got to show up and give value. But number one, because I'm clear on my assignment. My assignment is to impact nations and generations around the world. This information that I gain is not just a hoard. Information is to be shared with those that's ready to take action with that information. And so I'm really excited about what you guys are doing. I just actually met Runway at the event that we did on a yacht on Monday. And so really dope event, 10 millionaires in the room, just giving and sharing and pouring. It was absolutely beautiful. And I'm just looking forward to more and more of people seeing the opportunity to invest and get involved and just win.
I love it. And I want to go a little deeper on, you said 21 years of marriage, right?
Yes.
Henry Ford said your best business partner is your spouse.
Yes.
Absolutely. How 21 years, how is it balancing family, business, marriage, and all of that, and still being your authentic self and being successful? Because I don't think they paint that picture a lot. Like, so
right.
I really want to ask you.
Absolutely.
It get hard.
You know, the thing about it is, I think that when we think about the word balance, most people that's looking for balance are not entrepreneurs. We're not looking for balance. We're looking for a life that's extraordinary. A person that's looking for balance is maybe somebody that's working a 9 to 5. Nothing wrong with that. Obviously, our whole educational system taught us to do that. But I'm not seeking balance. I want to make sure that there's harmony. And there's a difference. And so what that means is everything that I do is a part of my lifestyle. For example, when I'm launching a campaign, I get my kids involved in that launch, because I understand that during that time, mommy may not be able to show up in this capacity the way that she normally would show up. But when I show up for you, I'm 100% present with you in that moment. For example, let me give you a perfect example. My husband, we went through a great loss with his mom transitioning, and this just happened September 3rd. And so this was a big blow for the family. And during that time, I was preparing for a launch. And so there will be times where he will come in and he was having a moment, and I could see that he was having a moment, and this is new. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could just see he's hurting. I see the pain. Whatever I'm doing in that moment, it stops, and I'm present with him 100% in that moment. Now, in the past, before I understood harmony, there would be times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm multitasking, whatever I'm still doing, and giving him 20%, and I'm giving the kids 20%, and I'm giving my business 20%. And that's what you don't want to do. And that's what most people attempt to do for this balance thing. I don't need balance. Anything that's in balance is consolidating. It's not moving. I want momentum. Right? We're building a dynasty here. We're doing something that's never been done before. So when I'm with him in that moment, it may have only been 5 minutes. He didn't need me for an hour. He just needed 100% of me in that moment. And so I'm completely fine. I'm not on the phone. And it's hard as an entrepreneur, because sometimes he catch me when I'm in my flow. And I got to flip a switch in that moment to just change my energy a little bit, to just be present in that moment. The same with my kids. Sometimes my kids don't need me for a whole hour, but when I give them my time, I'm 100% present, looking in their eyes, rubbing on them and hugging them and giving them the nurture that they need from a mom in that moment. And when I'm doing my business, my business know that listen, it's a lifestyle. So when I come to you, you know I'm a wife, you know I'm a mom, so I incorporate that in my business. That way, if a king walk up here right now and be like, mommy, I'm about to make that an experience for you guys. I'm about to show you what a boss look like as a mommy mogul, still loving on her child, but also making sure he respect the boundaries. I'm gonna give you a little moment for a second, make it a moment for you guys, but you know what it is right now. You know what time it is, because you have to still set those boundaries. And so it's beautiful, because I believe the biggest and most important decision that you will ever make in your life is who you marry. Some people are laying next to somebody that has not grown with them, right? That hasn't grown with them. In other words, my husband and I, we got married very young. So we have to continue to get to know each other, because I'm not the same woman I was 21 years ago. Yeah. And so you have to become bold and unapologetic and authentic in who you are, in your true essence. Otherwise, you find yourself miserable. You find yourself miserable. So I would say to any woman out there, any man out there, show up and don't be afraid to lead. One of the things we hear a lot as women, when it's time for a woman to make a decision, she always said, well, let me go see I'm gonna go talk to my husband and see what he think. And I say, sis, let me just ask you one question, because I totally respect whatever agreement you and your household have. Did you have to consult him when you made a decision about that Chanel bag you're wearing? I'm just curious. Because if that's how y'all roll, you know what I'm saying? You got a $5,000 bag on. If that's how y'all roll with money, that's how y'all roll with money. I respect it. But if it's not, don't pretend to be submissive with me in this moment about you learning something, because it's not cute. See, one thing I can tell you is my husband married a boss. Why would I then all of a sudden turn into something that he married a boss? He loved that I'm a woman that know how to handle my business. Go out there and be a woman that can handle your business so that can turn him on. And if you're a man, let me just tell you as a woman, let me just be very honest. If you're a man and you say stuff like, I'm going to go see what my wife thing about making a $200 decision, a $500 decision, a $1,000 decision. We don't like stuff like that as women. We like men that can lead. We like men that can take charge. We like men that say, listen, baby, this is what we doing. I got a plan for us in our future. In 2023, it's the move we make. Oh, baby, hold up now. Wait a minute here. Hold on. Wait. Lead like that. That's weak. We don't like that. You don't make us feel like you really want it. What people are usually looking for is someone to give them permission to make a decision. And I'm saying to you, give yourself permission to make a decision, because sometimes God showed you something that he didn't show the next person. So here you go and ask them what they think about something that they don't think about. So make the decision and go proud about the decision you made. Just like you buy that bag, you buy them shoes, and you buy everything else. So 21 years of marriage has been amazing. We have love in our marriage, but we also have respect in our marriage. And respect is just as important as love.
Yes. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's it. Like, I'm looking at them in the thing, they going crazy, because we could talk about everything, but we forget to talk about that. And that unity. Like,
yes.
In my family creed, we got 4 things. We got integrity is number 1. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is unity. Number 3 is courage. And number 4 is legacy. So nice. That's what we live by. That's our values. Nothing will ever come in between, none of that.
I know that.
So when I heard 21 years, I just wanted you to talk on that, Queen.
Yes.
Because we don't see that every day.
Yes.
I don't see that every day. Right? So I'm going to get back in. My bad. I just heard it.
We good.
Right? So what's that big disbelief you hear people have when it comes about money? What's that number one disbelief?
Well, I think that even if they don't verbalize it, there's a lack of self-worth when it comes down to money. Even if they don't verbalize it. I mean, most people are not going to feel like they're unworthy of it. But there's a lot of people, who feel like they really never seen anything like it before. And even if they did, it's for that type of person. And so here's the thing, your belief is connected to your behaviors. If your behaviors is going to change, your belief has to change. So if you grew up believing that money was evil, and the people who had money was evil, or the people who had money had to do something illegal or evil, then you would never even desire it, because it's not natural in your mind to desire to do something that's unethical, right? You're not naturally thinking to do that. And so I think also culturally, we feel like, there was an interview I saw. This guy asked these women, how important was it for their man to have money? All the other women, the Caucasian women, the Asian women, were very clear that it was very important, right? This was something very important. But the Black girls was like, well, it's a friends, you know, I mean, he don't really have to, it's not that important. And I think that there is something systemically wrong there. It's not just about the man having the money, but why do you feel like he shouldn't?
Yeah.
Well, why? Because that means that that's going to be a domino effect on even how you raise your son. My son right now is 8 years old. He handles anytime I get cash, I don't care how dirty the cash is, because I don't like, you know, we don't really deal with cash like that no more.
Yeah.
You're going to touch this cash and touch this money. I'm going to sanitize your hand later, but I'm about to put this money in your hand because I'm raising a king. All that weakness to sound cute, but figure that out right now, because that's a big problem. Wealth is important to build a dynasty. Wealth is important when you understand that you're a kingdom citizen. All that poor, broke mentality is out of the window. So when you change your belief, you change your behavior. Your conversation ain't sounding like that to nobody no more, because you know it's not cute. The woman was like, what are you talking about? It's very important. Yeah. What are we talking about? Because that man can't even be who he needs to be if he is not financially able to provide for his family. That's not what you want. It's not cute. And if you're in a situation like that, you need to make sure your guy is in boot camps like this. Listen, make a suggestion over and over and over again. Let him see you watching different things like a live like this. Put this, let him hear this stuff, because we have to build, we have to become king makers.
Yes.
That's money is very important as it relates to what it is that you have to do to fulfill an assignment that you need to fulfill in this earth. Yeah. It's very important. And so not just for men, obviously, I believe it's important for women too, but I think that sometimes some women grew up with single moms. They saw the woman provide. They saw the woman present. They saw the woman working 2 and 3 jobs sometimes. This is a reality. So when it comes down to a man's presence just being there, sometimes for them, that's enough. And I'm telling you, sis, you're not going to be fulfilled when you got a man laying next to you and you got to play both of those roles. I'm telling you right now. And so I'm just telling you right now, yes, you need to go get your bag. And there needs to be standards that are raised. But when you know who you are, there become things that you don't tolerate anymore. Yes. You don't tolerate that kind of foolishness no more, because when your beliefs change, your behaviors change.
Yo, I love it. And the reason why is because you're being honest. And a lot of times when I see people, they get distracted. They get distracted by the things that they see other people have online, and they're not thinking about tomorrow. Every seed that we plant today is for 20 years down the line. That's right. Every seed that we plant today is for our kids. But a lot of people get confused because they see what somebody else got right now. Or they or they not focused right now, or they scared to build right now, or they gonna blow the money on some material things instead of invested in the right things.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Ooh. So when it comes to investing and really planting that seed, what is the first vehicle they can use, or first thing they can do when it comes to like really investing in themselves, in their business, in their mind, everything? What's the first thing?
Yeah, the first thing you got to do is invest into you. If you don't invest into you, I did a podcast with Sleep is for Suckers, David Shan's Social Proof. And you know, when I did the podcast, I told them that you can acquire money in your hands, but if you don't shift your beliefs, that's going to affect your behaviors and your patterns. You're still going to find a way to lose that money. And we spend money. That's how you lose the money. You buy unnecessary things. You buy, you know, stuff that you don't really need, stuff that you really can't even afford, because most people who are new money, they're looking to fill a void. So what that means is, especially in our culture, they want to just show up with the bag, right? They just want to show up with the jewelry, because that temporary vanity that they get, you know, oh, that look good, makes them feel like it's dealing with some deeper trauma of the lack that they've always had. So if you start there, that is a very dangerous place to start. A lot of people look good right now. They got a lot of material things, but they are really broken. They're broken. So that's not where you start at. In fact, when you do decide to reward yourself, it should be a reward. Why are you buying a Chanel bag, sis? Is it just because it came out? Because I live in Atlanta, and I still can't understand for the life of me how people that work regular jobs, I'm talking about regular incomes, are paying for $1,500 installations with their hair. They're going out every single weekend with Casamigos that they're drinking, sitting in VIP sections. I don't understand how they're pulling it off with this budget. Yeah. Why is that even important to you to be? It's the craziest thing in the world to me. So what I'm saying is, when you invest into you, you begin to become a more of an asset in the rooms that you go into, right? Your conversation changes, so then your association changes. The reason that some people can't access certain rooms is because your conversation don't qualify you. So when your conversation changes because you've invested into yourself, then your association changes. Now you have access to rooms that you didn't have access to before. Either you're going to be rich by association or you're going to be poor by association. And so you got to invest into you first. Where does it start? You got to invest into you, invest into your mind, because until your beliefs change, your behaviors won't change. And if your behaviors don't change, then you don't get access. You don't get access to the tables you really want to sit at. And so I challenge you guys right now, when we talk about investing into you, let me just be more specific. That's the boot camp, right? The boot camp that Don is hosting, that's investing into you. How much is your boot camp, Don?
Right now, tickets is $497 for the 3 days.
It's a 3-figure decision for 3 days. I mean, that's just a no-brainer to me. I mean, I've spent $1 million in personal development, a 3-figure decision to have access to a physical room with people who got results. That's got to be a no-brainer. Somebody looking right now like, but I don't really have it. Sis, I'm going to be honest with you. That's not, when I got into the business that made me $1 million, I didn't have it either, but that wasn't my conversation. My conversation was, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get the money. See, that's the difference. It don't matter where you are financially right now. It matters where you are mentally right now. It matters where you are intellectually right now. It doesn't physically matter what's in your pocket, because once you make the decision, doors will open up for you and resources will be made available to you. I got a challenge that I'm doing right now that I just made available to the community. And I told them, I said, listen, you got to start making your decisions even before the resources come. I didn't know how I was going to find the money, but come on, guys, be creative. Figure it out. It's a 3-figure decision. Figure it out. It's a 3-figure decision. Figure it out. So what you say on this live right now, those of you that you know you need to be partnering, you know you need to take action, you know you need to do something. It's free to make a decision. Sis, just make the decision that you're going to do it. Make the decision that I'm in. Make the decision that you're going. And then now opportunities start to present itself because you just said you're doing it. Look, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to figure it out. Or I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out because it's free to make a decision.
Yes. Yeah, it's so crazy. 99% of the ideas that we have go unnoticed. Like, we never get it done because of procrastination, or let me figure it out, or I'm not ready, or let me learn more. And it's so crazy because it's like, that's just procrastination. That's making excuses and you will never succeed. See, the success only happens in the action.
That's it.
But if you're not taking the action and you want to overthink about it, you're going to overthink about it. And that's what people got to understand, right? And so, like, even for us in this room, I said, what is the things that people need? Like, of course, you say create content. What do that mean? And so we want to really break down what it means to create content, impactful content, what it means to understand how to sell, how to do webinars that convert, how to create the copy that's persuasive, how to build communities, right? How to set up the systems. Like, everything that's at this event is lit. And every person I picked, this is what I told them, I said, I don't want none of that huff and puff motivation shit. I want what you give to your high level.
I know that's right.
Be hands on, none of that. Matter of fact, send your presentation in so we can green light it first.
I know that's right. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
First of all, you said persuasive copy alone could be a boot camp. Every individual category you name could be a boot camp by itself. The fact that you get all of that in those 3 days, guys, I'm telling you, we pay a lot of money for the information that we give a lot of times because we understand the power of collaborating and building up community. It's not good enough just for one person. This is not how most people were talking. Some people be like, well, if it's so good, why are you making it, why are you giving it away? Because that's how it becomes bigger. There's enough for everybody. There's abundance here. That's a lot that you're giving away right now. To me, that's a giveaway. That's a giveaway. It's under $500 for them to have access to 3 days with you and whoever else you invited to be there live in the room in that energy. Like that's powerful right there.
You know
I hope
why?
you guys are paying attention.
I feel like if you can have the information, I'm gonna charge you for the transformation. You can have all of this. See, we got to spend more time with the transformation, and a lot of times people be stingy with the information. But most people, when they get the information, they put it in a book and they close the book and they collect dust. So that means knowledge is not power, but the use of knowledge is power.
That's right. That's right.
So it's like, I ain't scared. But like, how was content? How was you able to use content to really impact and grow your business?
Let me tell you something. Content is so important in 2023. I don't care if you say, well, I'm really, I don't really like to go live, or I don't really like to do this. And I get this. It's bigger than you. Somebody says it's bigger than me. Just type in the chat. It's bigger than me. Your mission has to be bigger than you. And when your mission is bigger than you, you don't allow all of those little excuses to cause you to not do what you know is necessary for you to do. Content is currency, period. Content is currency. You have to make sure that you are showing up in the marketplace. Effective content, impactful content is what's most important. You want to make sure that you're utilizing this platform. The way I see it, Don, is like back in the day when we only had TV, it cost a lot of money to get a commercial on a TV screen. You watching your favorite movie or your favorite episode, and for a commercial to come on, you have to pay a lot of money for that. Yes. Now, all you need to have is an Instagram page. All you need to have is a TikTok page. All you need to have is a YouTube page, and you can put out commercials.
Yes.
This information is commercials, and I believe that everybody has amazing gifts. And if you would just show up for yourself and serve your gift, then your gift will make you rich. You show up and you serve the gift. Identify what is your gift. What value do you bring to the world? And you serve that. That in you serving is going to give you the fulfillment that you need. You serving your gift is going to give somebody what they need because your gift solves the problem. And then by default, you're going to get money, right? Yeah. Listen, I say it like this. God gave me the gift. All he asked for was the glory. So God gets all the glory, and I get to keep the money for serving my gift. Come on, somebody.
That's it.
You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand that in this season right now, if you want to increase your value, then you definitely have to get into the rooms. Getting into the room of how to learn how to make content in 2023, you can become richer in this recession, just like I became richer in the last recession. You can become richer in this recession by just learning how to do content. In 2023, I believe that a lot of millionaires are going to be produced, but it's going to be the people that's showing up. It's going to be the people that's doing the work, and it's going to be the people that's able to stand out in the crowd when everybody else is looking to run online or do what they're doing. But if that content ain't impactful, if the content is not impactful, the content not going to convert.
It's a wrap. And what's the, like, for me, I've been creating content professionally for the last 13 years. So I'm the videographer, went to movie director. Like, I literally been doing this for 13 years. So it's not like,
that's huge.
Some people like, yo, I'm a strategist. No, I'm the shooter, right? And I've been shooting for over 13 years.
Wow.
Like, this is my God-given gift to really serve and help. And I love it because I thought about it as I was younger, like, what is the best? And I didn't know what impact was, right? As young, I just knew I'm from the projects. How can I help my people grow, right? Even when we go back and look at Boys in the Hood and the stuff they was talking, gentrification and investing and all that undertone that they had in this movie so people can relate was deep, but most people overlooked it. And so I said, what vehicle, how can I use this vehicle to serve the masses? And so I picked up a camera. 13 years ago, I picked up the camera to be able to impact on a higher level to give our people the knowledge.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
I didn't know it was going to get like this. I'm just doing something I love. And so I tell people like, yeah, y'all go hear the people say post 3 times a day and you'll be successful. That shit's a lie. You got to create impactful content. You got to know who you serving, and you got to serve them, and don't be scared to be your authentic self.
That's good.
I ain't gonna hold you all day. You amazing, Queen. You amazing.
Praise God.
It's a lot of people that make excuses, right? If you have $100 right now to your name, how would you use it to scale your business? I'm gonna give you a couple tools. You got your cell phone, your phone bill is paid for 30 days. What would you do with that $100?
Oh, Lord. So I'll be very honest with you. I help people scale to 7 figures and beyond. So normally when people are working with me, $100. So I'm a thank so I can give you something real and not just throw it out there because I'm like, Lord have mercy. But I would say with $100, it's going to take more money than that. I know there's people that say that they took $50 and they, you know, invested their $50 in their business and made millions of dollars. But I think that that may have been an initial investment for like maybe their website or whatever it is that they needed to get up and running, maybe like a Shopify or something where they was doing e-commerce or something where they didn't have to have all of the products or all the necessary resources and just promoted it. But there are going to be additional expenses that you need along the way. So whatever kind of class you can take for $100 to show you how you can do some stuff for free, maybe. But I don't have the full answer to your $100 to your win, your big win. I hear the stories, but in my experience, it took me $350 and a whole lot of work. If you don't have a lot of money, you have to do the work necessary. You have to do a lot of work. Even with what I do, I trade inside the financial markets. And honestly, there are some people who start with $100, but the truth is you're going to have to learn the knowledge necessary. You're going to have to learn the knowledge necessary to know what you're doing in that market with $100. And more importantly, you have to have the discipline necessary because it's going to take you time. It's not about to be this overnight success for most people. Yes, there's some people who were able to take a small amount of money. I hear the stories all the time. But in my experience, I still have to continue to reinvest along the way. So I don't know if I'm the best person to answer that. I'm helping people to scale their first 7 figures or 7 figures and beyond. But take the class, get in the room, access the right relationship so that you can get the resources that you need.
You answered it your way. It's no right or wrong answer. You answered it your way. And you like, hey, you're going to need more because you do. But it's like, at the end of the day, you took $350 and you was able to reinvest.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't play. You made sacrifices.
I made sacrifices. Absolutely. We did the work. We showed up for ourselves over and over and over again. You gotta be, if you know you don't have the money, you can't be lazy. You can't be lazy and broke. That's a ridiculous combination. Like if you're gonna be lazy, you need to be uberly wealthy, right? You need to be very, very successful for you to be laying around, getting up at 11 o'clock in the day, and playing and scrolling on social media. You need a whole lot of money for those type of habits and behaviors. So if you know you don't have the money, sometimes it's not more money that you need, it's more focus that you need. Sometimes it's not more money that you need, it's more discipline that you need. Sometimes it's not more money that you need, it's the right people in your circumference, right, to have access to. And so lazy and broke don't go together. So do the work. Even when you take the boot camp, you got to do the work. So what I challenge you to do, as soon as you learn what to do it immediately. As soon as you learn what to do it immediately. I have a methodology that I teach, and it's a learn, apply methodology. Not just learn. Some of you have been to a million classes, a million courses, a million boot camps, a million conferences, and you ain't applied nothing. It's learn, apply. Look at learn like it's your left foot and apply like it's your right foot. If you only learn, you're going in circles because your left foot is just moving and it's moving in circles because you never moved your right foot. You learn with your left and you apply with your right. And if you want to see some movement, you learn, you apply. You learn, you apply. You learn, you apply. And that's how you begin to make progress. So as soon as you learn it, for example, with me with content, if I see somebody doing something right now that I know and I saw this, I'm like, oh, wait, hold up. Let me go do that right now because that was super dope. I'm going to do that now. If I wait till later, there's too much going on. I forgot about it. Learn and apply. That's it.
That's it. Execution. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Execute right now. And that's literally what we do. We literally we'll put it to the world and we'll catch up to it.
Absolutely.
Like, you got to put it to the world and catch up to it instead of think about it, making it perfect. And next thing you know, it never get perfect, so it never come out. Then you get distracted by this and life happens and nothing happens.
We never feel like it's perfect. It's not about perfection. And that's what holds a lot of people back. They say, well, I'm going to do it once I get the confidence. No, you're going to get the confidence from doing it. You're going to get the confidence from doing it all over and over again. You're going to get your rhythm because you kept doing it. And so don't worry about perfection. Show up. Like that's what, just jump. Like just show up, just jump and just do it. You got what it takes. Let's go. Let's grow. We want to see you on the winning side.
Yo, I love it. First of all, y'all need to put some fire emojis in the chat right now because she done tore it up. My phone got hot. Like, she ain't playing. Like, first of all, I just want to thank you for your time, your wisdom, your knowledge, your insight, your passion, because you can tell it's there. This ain't no fairy tale. It's there. And just your depth, too, on really building with the family. I think that's something we don't see or hear a lot. And I really wanted you to go deep, and you went deep. You gave it to us. You gave us action plan and not fluff. And I just want to say thank you, Queen. We both in Atlanta, so we got to keep building. This ain't just stop here. This starts here.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I'm excited.
I want to thank you. Make sure you come through the event too, right? Come through. I'll make sure you good everything. Just come through, hear out, see, network, whatever you got time. You know,
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
We're going all in. I ain't playing. It's my first event. Like, I'm be honest. Wow. So I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm putting up all the money, you know. But I don't play about quality.
Wow. I hope you guys got that gem right there. As much as success as he's acquired, he still have a lot of the feelings and emotions that you guys have, yet he's still doing it. So do it scared, do it nervous, right? Just do it. Do it scared, do it nervous, but just do it. Everything is going to be well.
I love it. Y'all, if y'all don't hear right now, you hear my voice. I don't care what city you in. It don't take much for you to get on a flight, get in a room, no excuses. You can be like, oh, I live in New York. It don't matter. Get on a flight. If you get your ticket now, it don't gonna cost you $100-some, right? You don't gotta ride Delta. You can ride Spirit. Just get your butt in the room. And I want you to do is comment the word boot camp right now so you can go get your ticket. And I'm gonna do something special. If you comment the word deal, DEAL, you get $200 off your ticket. So you don't pay $4.97, you pay $2.97. So go get your ticket. Like, there's no excuses. Like, I don't use excuses. We got in our household, it's zero tolerance for excuses. Get in the room. No excuses. But I want to thank you for your time, Queen. Absolutely. I really do. And we're going to keep building. I promise you that.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for inviting me on. It's been a pleasure. I'm honored to serve. God bless you guys. Go get y'all tickets. Let's go. Let's grow. Talk to you soon. God bless.
All right. Bye, Queen.